What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Retro Reps review channel, and this is going to be a quick comparison of the PK 5.0 version of the Jordan 1 Olives from Travis Scott. It's a collaboration. It's a really beautiful sneaker, so I'm just doing a couple of quick rotations, and then I will bring in the retail version, which I purchased off of StockX. Those are selling for about $1,000 now, so quite expensive. So if you can't afford that, there are other options out there, obviously, that you can consider. I think that this is really just a beautiful sneaker, and it's one of my favorite Travis Scotts. And I just got this in hand, so I wanted to do a quick review of the actual sneaker. So now I'm going to move that over to the side, and I'm going to bring down the retail version. Actually, I'll move this up here, and I'll do a 360 spin. As you can see, they look really quite similar, and you know, there might be a couple of differences in terms of shading. This is about a year old, so of course we're going to have an issue with some of the colors and some of the aging of the shoe. But in general, I think that the overall quality is really high, and I think that on foot, it's going to be really difficult to tell one way or the other which is which. I'm going to actually get the red laces out because I want to sort of tuck them in here so it sort of is a little bit more, closely resembled when we're spinning them around. And then I'm going to also do sort of side-by-side comparison. So you can see the quality is really quite high. I would say the couple differences are, the shade of black might be slightly different. It shows up more, I think, on camera than I can actually see in person. The midsole is maybe a little different color. It's really, I think it looks different on camera. The color looks different on camera, but when I look in person, it's really hard to see. I'm going to also hold up the back. I think there you can see that the midsole is a little different shade, but looking at it with my own eyes, I think that it's harder to see. But I think on foot it would be really difficult. There is a little difference though. The sole of the shoe is, I think, really basically spot on color-wise. The white leather, as you can see in person, is basically the same. I mean, I don't think there's any way in the world that you could tell a difference between those colors. And so, to show you, though, if you take a look, this is my retail version. I've barely worn it, and there's already a thread popping out, so that is not very good. Not very happy about that. So I think that's one of the negatives of spending $1,000 on a pair of shoes that can fall apart. Let's do a little side by side comparison. So you can see, the olive might be a shade off. I think that the quality of the stripe, this one is probably a little more plush actually. Let me do it this way. Maybe I'll be able to balance them on top. I think this might give a little more interesting angle. Actually, I'm going to change this up. Let's do the reel on the bottom, and then we'll do the reps on the top. So as you can see, I'll do a spin around. I think they're really quite close. Again, there are some color variations. I do think that the olive is a little different, a little more olivey. So this is maybe a little bit more contrasty on the reel, a little bit less so on this. But I think that in person, it would be really hard to tell the difference. So I think overall it's a really good rep. And, you know, the whole thing to remember, I think, about these sneakers is anyone going to get on their foot and, you know, try to, you know, tell you that it's not real? Are they really going to get down to that level and, you know, see whether it's the exact color or if they can tell the difference? Because on foot and based on the lighting, there's not going to be any difference. This is obviously really similar quality, and just touching the suedes, you know, there's no real difference. So again, this is the, let me get this right. This is the PK 5.0. This is the retail version. As you can see, it's really quite close. I'm impressed. I'm going to move this into my closet. No longer wear this. I'm going to be rocking the PK 5.0 on a daily basis. No one in the world is going to know on foot. And then if this continues to appreciate, then it's going to just be great for me. So I wanted to get this video out there for you. Again, this is the PK 5.0 versus retail. I'll do one final spin. As you can see, they're really quite close when you can compare them. And I just think that the, you know, these manufacturers that are creating these reps are so good now that it's really difficult, especially on foot. And even unless you're some type of expert, how are you going to be able to tell the difference between these two? If you don't have a real pair next to you, there is zero chance that you would be able to know these differences. So do me a favor, give me your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I will catch you at the next episode.